Scorpio, so the message for us, I should say, is to assert ourselves. So we're being asked to assert ourselves, to speak in a voice or a tone that's loving instead of like hurting people. So some of us may have something on our mind we want to share with people, or we're in our mind thinking about how we don't want to hurt nobody or just come off in this disrespectful way. So some of us are just being encouraged to assert ourselves in a loving way, use our voice without raising our voice pretty much. So if it's something that some of us Scorpios have something to say to somebody, or we want to get our truth out, then we can do it in a loving way. You don't have to do it in a way where society says, oh, you got to be aggressive, you got to demand, respect to be heard. No, you can do it in a loving way. A loving way is, just in a way where you're not disrespecting the person. You're just being honest, and you're being calm. You're being, cool, and you're not allowing people to uh make you step out of line to the point that you're hurting them with the way you deliver your words. It's like, no, you don't have to deliver your words to hurt somebody or sting somebody, should I say. You can just be loving, pretty much. So speak your truth in a loving way. What else came up for Scorpio is this is the time to vibe higher. So if you've been in a space where you've been dealing with people with a low energy, low frequency, and they've been just in drama or whatever, you need to vibe higher, because that is how you're going to get to your blessings. So it's like you being in a low space or being around people with low vibes, that's only going to stop you from going where you plan on going. So you need to be around the right people with the right mindset that's going to allow you to pour in the blessings that you have for yourself. So some of us, if we're around toxic people, toxic energy, it's time to move away from that energy so that you can bring your blessings in and get all the good that you deserve that's supposed to come to your way. Also, don't block your blessings, and that's by just being around toxic people or low energy, low frequency. If you're around that, you're most likely going to block your blessings, because you're not allowing yourself to be around people or things that's going to bring about abundance and great things in your life. So don't block your blessings by being around people who are of low frequency. Also, some of us need to give offerings to our ancestors. So those who have transitioned, if somebody has been on your mind, then give an offering, pretty much pour a libation for, a person who's transitioned that's no longer in this world. You're being encouraged to connect with that loved one, especially if you've been thinking about them, and put an offering up. For some of us who may have altars, you can, just like you see in nail salons. So for some of us women, when we go in and you see they may have like a little Buddha, and you'll see them with their fruit in their feet and their ancestors, that's pretty much what it is. They're just giving homage to those who were before them. So some of us are encouraged to bring about an offering, put some fruit on a table, or lay it somewhere, whatever that a loved one used to like, put it near there, light a candle, just give offerings and thanks and gratitude for them just being with you. Also, we are being asked, Scorpio, to forgive. So forgiveness came up in the cards, and just reconciliation, just that came up. So some of us need to forgive some people. It could be even ourselves. Some of us need to forgive ourselves for the pain that we put ourselves through, the suffering that we put ourselves through. Is now time to forgive ourselves or forgive those, or if people are alive that you had beef with, then reach out to them and express how you feel. If you reached out to them before and they didn't, then you did your work, you did what you could do, pretty much. But if you haven't, then still reach out to them and let them know that you forgive them, or you want to clear up whatever energy, bad vibes that you may have had with that person. So we're basically in a space where we're choosing responsibility over blame or guilt. It's like you're not going to guilt trip yourself over something that happened. You're not going to blame yourself for something that happened in the past. You're owning up to what took place. You're taking responsibility for your part in whatever situation you have played and you falling out with a person, or you just not forgiving a person. So now is the time to forgive, because if you're moving into a new space, Scorpio, you gotta forgive people. You gotta, clear up that bad energy, pretty much. Um and really just forgive yourself. That's what is coming up. Is like, you got to forgive yourself at the end of the day. You have to forgive yourself first for everything that you've been through. For some Scorpios, they may be thinking about the past, reflecting on how far they come, or just where they've been at, or still just maybe stuck on it. And it's like, your past, you have to accept that you are a beautiful soul, that everything that happened to you in the past was to lead you exactly to where you are in this moment, that you have always been enough, that you have always been beautiful. You've always been a beautiful soul. So you have to accept the shadow part of yourself, the dark part of yourself, the part of you that didn't make the good decisions, that didn't make the best choices. Accept all of that, because that is what made you who you are. That is what brought you to where you are in this present moment. So you have to forgive yourself for all of that. So I really feel like it's really about it's like a personal forgiveness, or a personal connection that you need to have, or that we need to have with ourselves, as far as forgiving us, forgiving on us, and accepting us for all that we are, because we are beautiful, people, um yeah. So we just need to forgive ourselves. We need to focus on forgiveness, so that we can bring in the love that we want. Some of us may have had relationships that really tore us apart, and we sat in guilt for a while, and now it's like, okay, it's time to move forward, it's time to move on, it's time to forgive. Allow yourself to be open to love. So now it's like, with this new um awakening, because awakening came up for Scorpio. So some of us are awakening to who we are, the power that we have. And, to awaken and to wake up to that, you have to forgive yourself. You have to accept everything about you, all aspects, all parts. Because with this awakening, you're opening yourself up to love, or you need to open yourself up to love. Also, if you, yeah, if you've had your heart like broken, now is the time to begin that healing process. Heal your heart, so that you can open it up to receive more of the love that you deserve. So focus on all the positive things too. So for us, Scorpio, we need to focus on the positive things. We don't have time for the negative things, the things that just will bring us down. So yeah, just focus on what's going to allow you to, go higher, to vibe higher. It's time to rise up in your power. It's time for us to rise up in our power, to really just be all that we are. That's what the awakening is about. It's about us rising up into our power, stepping into all of who we are as, beings, spiritual beings. Um, yeah, and in order for us to rise up in our power, is going to require us to have dedication and discipline. So we got to be dedicated to this awakening, to this new way of living, this new life. And you have to have discipline, because you're going into a new space. So it's just about us staying dedicated and having that discipline with this new way of living. And pay attention to your intuition. We're being encouraged to pay attention to our intuition. What is it telling us? We need to really pay attention to how we feel, because our intuition is all knowing. I think I've said that before. Our intuition is about all knowing. Is stamped down. There's nothing that anyone can tell us when it comes to our intuition. So pay attention to it. What is it telling you? What do you need to do? What do you need to let go of? And so, yeah, Scorpio, that's pretty much our reading. It's like, also, I pulled a relationship card. So a relationship card is just basically saying, for us, some of us who are in relationships, is saying that maybe someone can be wearing a mask. Like someone is wearing a false self mask. Like somebody's not being real, or, authentic in a situation. So just continue to use your intuition to tap in, because eventually the truth will be revealed. If you've been feeling a certain way about your partner, then follow your intuition. Also, some of us may have soul ties, like a past relationship. So you may be in a relationship with a person and it just feels like y'all click instantly. It's like this is it's just meant to be, you know. Um the feelings are real. So you could just be in a space where the relationship feels great. It feels real. It feels like the connection has you've experienced it in your past life. And so continue to honor how you feel in that relationship. So some of us just need to honor how we feel in a relationship, which goes back to opening your heart up to that love that you know you deserve and you know it feel right. So trust it. And then others have to pay attention to our intuition. You know, is the person that we're dealing with, they being real with us or what? And some of us just some of us are waking, you know, we are awakening, so we can start to see that people aren't being real. You know, it's like, okay, I see now. I'm starting to see things differently, and I see that this person hasn't been 100 with me the whole time. So now you have deceived me. So now I have to take action, pretty much. But just be open and mindful. Continue to stay um and your feelings of love with the person you may feel like you're in a connection with, or just pay attention to the person that you're not, you know, and stay dedicated to your path and have that discipline and purify. Yes, some of us, another thing that came up was purify. So some of us just need to purify our bodies, our living spaces, you know, where we are in this moment, you know, clean your house. Spring cleaning coming up, so get rid of some old things. It's like out with the old and with the new, you know. So you have to purify your space, your temple. What have you been eating? You know, that's another thing. So if you've been eating unhealthy, now it's time to purify your body, you know, especially if you're coming into a new way of living and awakening. Then you want to make sure your body, your health is right, and your space. You know, how is your space looking? Because clutter is a sign that the mind is not right. So clear up your space. If you just look around your house or you have old things, get rid of them because it's taking up space for the new to enter. So be okay with letting go of some old things, material things in your house. Just cleanse, just purify the air. Get a purifier too. You know, so yeah, we just gotta clean our minds up, Scorpio, and don't block our blessings and allow ourselves to experience love, the love that we want, and to really do the work on forgiving ourselves for what we put ourselves through, for what we went through, and from what we accepted from other people. Because if we're going into this new space, everything needs to be cleared out. We have to take responsibility for the things that we did. We're not blaming anybody. We're not having guilt from situations that happened. We're accepting things. We're saying, listen, I'm being held accountable for my life and the decisions and the things I made, and I'm still a beautiful soul. You know, even the dark parts of me, that's what made me who I am. So forgive yourself, forgive others, reconcile relationships if you have the ability to reach out to these people. If you don't, write a letter, you know, write a letter to yourself and really dig deep when it comes to you so that you can really heal yourself and do the work. So I hope that resonates with y'all, Scorpios. Peace.